Alright, I don't go to 4chan anymore, obviously, so I don't know where this thread is. But apparently, the child that killed himself on 4chan is being made fun of. And to my amazement, and I use that sarcastically, the thread has not been locked or deleted. Now, mind you, they can ban me. Oh, that's okay. And they can ban other people for shit posting. But how convenient they can't ban people making fun of a little boy who, in a moment of weakness, put a gun to his head and shot himself. But meanwhile, they're more than willing to let that slide and my freedom of speech, but they can't let us have freedom of speech. Because that's what happens when you live in an oligarchy. That's what happens when you let other people dictate your rights. That's why they shouldn't be able to. Their ownership does not qualify them to decide what can and can't be posted. You are in charge of your own life. If you are pro-choice, then you need to be pro-choice on everything. And that means most of all pro-choice to say what you fucking want to say and think what you want to think. And, that makes me angry that, they get away with the shit. That they hold no responsibility for it. Because, they can control the environment, they can decide who can and who can't post, and yet the moderators take no liability for when somebody kills himself because of cyberbullying. Oh, suddenly then they're not in charge, even though they had all the power in the world to create the environment where the child wouldn't kill themselves. I mean, he could have just as easily deleted all the bad posts directed to that child that they figured might be a little unstable, and who wouldn't be a little emotionally unstable when you're that age and getting picked on, But meanwhile, that's fine. They can pick on him to the verge of suicide, and now they're kicking him while he's down, beating a dead horse, but, I can't post. That's why we need to do something about internet moderators, because this is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous that even when a poor child is dead, they're saying shit like, oh, he was a ginger anyway. No need of worrying to go to hell because gingers don't have souls, and shit like that. That's fucking sick, So, I just needed to get that out there. That moderators are the most despicable people on earth. And if they can moderate people because it's their forum, then they should be held accountable for when shit like this happens. Guess what? That child killed themselves on your board. Now it's yours. You want to play this game of ownership? You gotta play by all the rules. That's how things work. Now you get to know what it feels like to be an adult. Grown-ups have to have liability when they own something. That's what happens when you're the big boss man. Maybe, I can understand that child not understanding that because he was like, 14? But Steve is like in his late 20s, if not 30s. So, he knows better. And he needs to be the one being investigated by the police and shit. Because I blame him even if he was not directly responsible. Even if he did not say anything to the child. It is still his fault because he manages to moderate everybody else. He manages to moderate you, me. He manages to censor people over stupid shit. But meanwhile, he couldn't let he let it get to this point. He couldn't moderate the people leading this kid to commit suicide. That's fucking ridiculous. I refuse to believe that. So, that's all I have to say.